Hey, welcome back. This is Tom, and this is Tom's Radio Room Show, and I hope you're having a great weekend. It's kind of muggy here in Florida. Today I'm going to take a look at this little portable radio. Some people have asked me, why do you review those Chinese radios? Well, because for me, I like to have an inexpensive radio that I can take fishing with me, or I can take it out where my garden is and work on my garden. And if it gets wet or dirty or rained on, so what? Who cares? Anyway, the other feature I like about these guys is that you can play MP3 music. Now this sells for $16 on Amazon. $16, that's it. And it's got a lot of features. So let's take a look at the back of the box here and see what it says. It says it's got a USB port, a TF card, that's a little micro card for storing files on. It's got an interface for that. It's got an FM radio, no AM. That's one thing I'm noticing about these radios, the ones that are just coming out, they have no AM. Okay. Automatic searching for channels, stations, whatever. Dual power supply, I'll get to that. Connects to computer. Yeah, it does do that. Timing shutdown, so it does have a clock and a timer. And then it says, be fond of sleep. I'm gonna try to see if I can show you that. Come on. My stupid camera. Had it there for a second. Well, just trust me, right there it says, be fond of sleep. I think that's a sleep timer. I'm not sure. Some of this interpretation and translation kind of falls short. Oh, and it has a, again, I can't get my camera to focus. It has a campus channel. I'm not sure what a campus channel is. Oh, okay, and it puts out 3 watts stereo. That's what it claims, stereo. USB power is 2.2 watts. USB power. Now, does that mean it draws 2 watts, or I don't know what that means. Battery supply power, 1.5 watts. Okay, I guess that means when you're using the USB port to power the thing, it draws 2.2 watts. When you're using the internal battery, it only draws 1.5 watts. And the signal to noise ratio is greater than or equal to 75 dB. Frequency response is 180 hertz to 20 kilohertz. 180 hertz. That's down there. This thing is impressive. Okay. Let's get to it. Here it is right here. I thought I really liked the form factor when I saw it on Amazon. It does have, as you can see through the screen there, 2 speakers and then this resonant cavity for bass. And my camera is focusing crazy. Camera, I'm not even moving the thing. Quit focusing. That's a, I got a choice, either manual focus or autofocus, and if I put it in manual focus, I got to keep it in a certain range. But then if I got an autofocus, which is what I've got it in now, it's like constantly trying to focus. So bear with me. Okay, it is. Let me go up the top here. This is the micro USB port, and it does come with a cable. Right there's the cable, kind of short, but it comes with a cable. So you can charge the internal battery and or operate the radio on USB. You'll probably need an extension or another USB cable. And the battery here is here in the back in this little compartment. Let's see if I can get it open. There it is. So it's one of these cell phone batteries. This is a very common cell phone battery, and they're fairly expensive, especially if you get them from China. So you can get some additional spare ones if you like. A lot of these people are going on these inexpensive radios, they're going to this battery. Even I've seen them used in shortwave radios. So kind of the what you'll see in the future. Now, before I forget, this little thing that looks like a hand strap, turns out that is your FM antenna. Yep. So I don't know what's about that, but anyway, that's how you get, an FM antenna. So I'm losing my headphones here. Here are the function keys over here. You got volume up and down and channel, meaning either the FM station channel or the track on your memory device, what music you want to pick. Up and down, that's those two. Please, if I can get a little closer and see if the stupid webcam will focus. And there we go. It is stupid webcam. Next down is the FM radio. The next is the mode, and it has several modes. It has the radio mode. It has the MP3 player mode. It has a clock mode, and would you believe it or not, it has a line input. Now, I just realized that I picked up the wrong cable. The cable that comes with this radio, not this one, looks similar to this one, except it has another connection that comes off, which is a little plug for hooking to another radio or another device, a little 3.5 millimeter plug. So this is the wrong cable, the other cable I left upstairs. So that's how you get a line input, by using that cable that has the USB connection and the audio connection. So that's how that works. Okay, and then down here the last button is the play and pause and stop button. These are number buttons, 10 number buttons, which you can use to put in what track you want it to go to. I don't think, and I'm not being able to do it, I don't think you could put in a frequency. Maybe it's just I'm not doing it right. Now, along those lines, one problem I have, at least one problem I have with this, is the microcomputer built into this thing, or microcontroller, is very slow. So when you push a button, it takes it a second or 2 seconds to respond. So I was having problems initially in that I was doing things and nothing was happening. So I'd hit the button again, and then I'd get 2 entries. Like I was, for instance, when I was selecting the mode, I'd push it, that's when it happened, push it again, and then it would jump from the first one I selected to the second. So something you have to get used to, not a big deal. Now, let's go back to the connectors. This is a full-size, and this is what caught my eye about this. This is a full-size USB connector for having your music on. And I have my, these are free music files from YouTube. I have them on this little guy right here, so I'm going to plug that in a few seconds and show you the music. The other connector is the headphone jack, and then down on the bottom we have, this is the on-off switch, and this is the TF card slot. So if you want to use a little TF card for your MP3 files, you can use that. So you can use that or this. Now, a lot of these inexpensive radios don't have this full-size connector. They just have the little one, the little slot here. So that's one thing that caught my eye. The other thing that caught my eye was the fact that it is actually stereo. So I bought a couple of these types of MP3 players, and they were mono only. This appears And it doesn't really say in the advertisement that stereo. It might be buried in there in the translated Japanese, but I couldn't find it. And it kind of seems stereo. It's really hard to tell because the speakers are so close together. So I think I've covered everything, including this strange antenna arrangement. So let's plug in my MP3 drive, or my drive, which kind of has MP3 files, and I have some other files in there, so I got to make sure I don't hit one of those. Okay, that plugs in right there. Now I can see why the manufacturers are hesitant to use this, because this thing really sticks out and could end up breaking something where you use these little cards, they go down inside, so there's nothing sticking out. So we're going to turn this on, and I may have to turn a light off or two because display, I'm getting a lot of reflection. Let me do that. Stand by for 1 second. I apologize. Whoa! Oh, you probably couldn't hear that because I'm using my headset, but I must have the audio all the way up, and it was like knocking me on my feet. This thing puts out a lot of audio. So, like I say, you probably couldn't hear it too well because I got my headset on and it's noise canceling, so it doesn't pick up much. So I'm going to, what was I going to do? Oh, I was going to turn some lights off. I turned one off. Let me turn off another one, kind of get rid of some of this glare. See what happens. Well, stand by. I can see my next project is to put a little control box down here so that I can turn my lights off and on without having to get up, and I've got like 3 or 4 lights in there in different positions. Okay, anyway, so much for the excuses. So I'm going to try to turn this back on. If I can find the button and show you the display. Okay, there's the display. It says high, and then it's trying to figure out what mode I want. And it's playing music. And you got this little animated thing. This whole thing is vibrating in my hand. Got a lot of bass. Showing the seconds into this channel. Let me see if I can turn the volume down. See? Okay, I'm going to set this down for a second and let you, I'll move my headset down. Okay, now I'm going to stop it. Stop. Okay, turn it off. Turn some lights on so I don't stumble. Okay, we got a few lights on now. I was trying to change the volume while I was in the dark, and that's what I struggle with, is that the volume is a 2-function button. There's 2 of them, and it's volume and track selection. So in one case, you just hit it and it changes tracks. In another case, you push and hold and it goes into the volume mode, and then you can change the volume. I haven't quite coordinated myself of doing that properly, so I didn't get the volume turned down. I accidentally changed tracks. So that's one problem with this. Now, it won't be a problem if, number one, you have the volume set what you want, so you don't have to change it anymore, and you just want it to play through all your music files, and just turn it on and let it rip. Now, here for me is the biggest negative, and I did not notice it in the ad. And that's why I do these little reviews of these inexpensive things, to point out problems that you won't necessarily notice in the ad. And this is what I didn't notice. This thing is a modernistic design. So I don't know if it'll show up, it's rounded off. This is rounded off. So if you want to set it on your nightstand, it ain't happening. It ain't happening. You're going to have to somehow prop it up. So to me, that's a disadvantage. I kind of see where they were going in that they were thinking you would carry it like this and, you know, walk around the park or in a mall or something. To me, I think they should have made at least one side flat so it could stand up, so you could put it on your nightstand or on the back of your desk or on a table outside. To me, that's I don't like this format. So I'm not suggesting that you get this, although it has good sound, lots of features, does use a full-size USB device for playing your music files. So that's about it. Again, you can get these off of Amazon for $16. A lot of functions. I would edit, like I say, it does have stereo speakers, where other ones in this price range are totally mono. So maybe you can actually make something or somehow to prop this up. I don't know if the box would hold it. Nope, box won't hold it either. So that's the only drawback. So if you enjoyed this review, please give me a thumbs up. Thanks for watching and have a great weekend. Bye-bye.